thank you very much for the opportunity to present my thesis here. I want to say, first of all, thanks very much to Dr. Anna Rogala and Professor Pilatsky. Thank you very much for the 6th year that we are doing it together. Of many emails, many Skype, really thank you. The second part that I want to say, this is not political research. It focuses only about purchasing in Israel in unsafe areas. My subject is the impact of marketing emotional message on purchasing behavior in insecure areas. The area of the research, it's about 4 very critical hints. We have started with consumer behavior, theory and practice along the ELM model. We have chosen the peripheral roads. The second one is the impact of emotional marketing message on consumer behavior. But we are focusing about negative marketing message. The third one was about the marketing communication to the Israel audience, which related to terror-stricken areas. The fourth one about the soldiers in Israel. To be a soldier in Israel, it's part of your life. It's an obligate. You cannot run away from it. You have to make an army. If to be on the side about the combat units or not, it depends about your healthy. And even if your health is good and you don't want to make an army, like combat unit, you need to give very good examples, very good answers. Why do not? You have to make it. This is the rule, this is the law in Israel, and you're part of it. The literature review in my thesis, I citated more than 400 researchers in my research. If we are taking it to divide it, so about the effect of emotional and negative marketing, there are many researchers, many books about it. The similar and the best one, from my understanding, it was of Dan Ariel. It's a very good one, speaking very close to my area. I consulted with him a few times about my research. And we're missing reference. We found missing reference to the link between the negative marketing message and the people where they live. Where they live, in unsafe areas, something that's supposed to be checked. The effect to exposure to terrorist attack directly. We have found some research, very good one, that looks similar of summer 2005, but still we have found missing references about the directly exposed as a mediating variable, environment. To the environment, there is an issue here. And about the genders, the science know, there is many articles that say it's not correct, but the science know that women buy purchasing differently for men. We know that. But what about to check it in other places, in terror-stricken areas? What about it? The fourth one is about, as I said, in Israel, there are many soldiers. Most the people in Israel, along with 18 age to 21, doing army, 3 years, and obligated. So this is many people in Israel. It's very important. It can conclude in the United States, in many places that doing army. These people are people who seen things, traumatic things. They saw wars, people died next to them, friends. So it's something that was very interesting to check. If you are talking about the knowledge, so first of all, the implementation. The first is the implementation of directly between negative marketing message and the area of it. The second one, was to make an environment as a immediate variable, to edit, implement it. Three, another two approach, the new approach of the differences between women and men and different areas, you know, like such as stricken areas, how they behave over there, they behave differently. I will see it later. And about soldiers, the science has shown us places that checked soldiers, that knows PTSD, traumatic things. But what about people who doesn't, who didn't, was a combat units? The objective of this study is to check, to examine whether, and if so, how negative emotional content inadvert influence purchasing behavior in unsafe areas. And the second is to extend the knowledge around the subconscious messages, the irrational people. How do people behave to advert? What there is in the advert? What change our mind? We think something else. We're coming to shop, we want to buy something, but we change our mind. We want to come to eat ice cream, but actually we're taking ice cream with another two things next to it. Why? We are supposed to be aware of it. So the scope of the research is first to evaluation of the impact of marketing message through empirical study. Evidence, supposed to be an evidence. I've chosen about two different areas. The first was Eshkol, and the second was Dimona. Just for your understanding, Dimona, it's located by car, something around 2 hours drive. It's very far away from the border. They don't know what is missiles, rockets, and tuners. It's very far from it. But in kind of war, there is some missiles that goes directly to Dimona. You can imagine it. It's 2-3 missiles just in wars, military age, something like this. But what about Eshkol? Eshkol people live here. This is the border. So tuners, you can find someday some terrorist attack underground, come to your house and kill all your families. What about rocket? You have 15 minutes, 15 seconds, not minutes, 15 seconds to run away to shelter. 15 minutes, you're sending your children to school, to kindergarten. You need to be aware of it. You all the time, your brain thinking about it. What will be with my family? Why they live there? I don't know, but they live. There are many people who live there. It's very important. There are places around the world that live in dangerous areas. Something that's supposed to be research. The research was carried out in 2015, and 1 year after the operational protective age. Not any operational protective age from my point of view. It was a war. For such reasons, it didn't. Political reasons, government reasons, they don't want to pay for it, I don't know. But it was all south of Israel was shut down. Exactly like this. The malls was closed. It was the summertime. People was after the school. For 2 months, what the parents supposed to do with the kids? All the time they slept in the shelters, run away to other places, relocate to the north of Israel, go to abroad. But the people who stay there, people know all the time that their family over there, their houses there, they live in fear all the time. Even today, 1 for 3 days, 4 days, there is a rocket. It's not easy to live there. There is a manipulation about your mind all the time. You need to be aware of it. The respondent in my research was around 18 to 65, the eldest one. The oldest one was about 65. Men and women both. The structure of my thesis, it's kind of silo Okay, we have started with, of course, introduction and abstract, and we have, from the macro to the micro, we have started with marketing communication to understand how to communicate, how people believe in it, how to use it, in which models, ELM model, ELM model, and so on. What is the role of marketing? The second part was the consumer behavior, how they behave, how to they communicate influence about it, what is the impact of it. The third one was about the political situation in Israel, according to the academics. This thesis focuses about Israel, so it was very interesting, very important to understand who is the Israeli people, how they behave, they live there. Maybe they used to it, maybe not. Something that needs to check. The fourth chapter is the discussion of findings, the methodology, how to use it, what we have done, in which t-test, ANOVA, maybe other things, or the regressions. We have checked it very deeply, and of course, conclusions and results at the end of the test. The methodology. First of all, we have done quantitative research, quantitative research, kind of experiment with questionnaire. It was a field trial. It was very important to me to make it field trial, to go to the people, to see them, to see the seriously how people answering the questionnaire. If someone give you the questionnaire after 2 minutes, you can understand it. He done it not from his heart. He doesn't understand the consequences of it. The survey questionnaire divided for 6 levels. First of all, I want to relate the consumer behavior, how they behave in order. When we are going to restaurant, usually people know what the situation in their banks, how they going to expense. They want to buy something, they're hungry, they want to buy 2 things, 3 things. Something that we don't, it's very hard to understand it, but I try to understand it, how they behave. This is the first step. The second one was to let them to choose dishes. They choose things before that I've exposed them to a scenario and the message. The message was the scenario took them back to the operational protective age to up the memorize about the family, about this time, and this message was the life is too short, so live them now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Live now. You don't know what will be tomorrow. And then they choose the same dishes. I wanted to say to check if they change something in their mind. And the last one was about demographic, age, married, children, and so on. I've used with sample of course, the population was Eshkol and Dimona. We have done it according to probability sampling methods. The person correlation coefficients I've checked between one message, the message between all the purchasing variables. We have done it with multiple regression, chi-square, and regressions. 200 respondents, 100 each, and a place. So we have performed 4 hypotheses. I will explain deeply about the first one. The 3 of them, little bit the same, but with different issues that I changed at the end. So the impulsiveness of consumers in purchasing following the exposure to a negative marketing message with an emotional feel will be higher among consumers who live in disaster areas, as opposite to people who live not disaster areas. The second was the same, but what about people who were exposed directly to terrorist attacks? What about them? What I mean directly? People who died, someone from his family injured, died, their houses got very big damage, something like that. The third one, we know that women behave differently. But I want to check it in the same situation, but in different places. This is what. my hypothesis. The third one, as you know, in Israel, we are doing an army here for 3 years, and this is an obligate. This is much people, many people that doing army in Israel. It's very relative equation to Israel parts. So if we are deeply going to the hypothesis one, the hypothesis was supported by the data. In this particular case, we can see the case, the negative message motivate people to purchase things from people who say in safe area. The hypothesis too, when we are talking about directly, wasn't supported by the data. It doesn't matter. Results show that people exposed directly do not change anything in their behavior when they purchase. The third one, yes, I extended the knowledge. Women buy different from men, but also in extended, also in places that known and unsafe areas. The hypothesis 4, the hypothesis wasn't supported by the data. It doesn't matter actually if you are a warrior or not, if you are in combat units or not. It doesn't matter because there is no significant relationship between consumers who weren't in combat unit. No. We can realize it. The F, the value of Eshkol, it's 1.5 and Dimona 1.7. It's not equal. So there is a difference. We have found some limitation in our study. First, it was only about the Israeli side. What about Gaza side? We missed it. We cannot. We tried. I have friends from Palestinian friends from Israel, but they have family over there. I've asked them to make a connection between us. I want to check this questionnaire also in Gaza Strip to see how they feel with it. But no response. It's forbidden. Forbidden. The sample size of the study was admittedly small. It's 200 people. Even though these cities, it's very small. Yes, it's not so big like Poznań, 600 people, 600,000 people. Very small one. And I've used with quantitative research. And Israel's culture something differently because what we have done in our life. You know, we have the Holocaust, something that changed our mind from the beginning of our life. We are living with it all the time about suicide, something like that. Something shaped our culture in Israel. I think it's a little bit different. So, the conclusions of my thesis. First of all, terror stricken areas can change your behavior when we're going to buy something in places that know and stricken areas. Despite the significant differences in military, even though there are really changed position if you're a warrior or not. If you're not warrior, it's like us, working in office, doing things, but very far from traumatic things. And there is no impact on it. And the last one, direct exposure to violent terrorists doesn't make any change in your purchasing. So for the future study, I think, I guess, it will be very good to use it, to check it on Japan, on Kenya, on Philadelphia, and California, something like this. Some of these places. What about Japan? Japan, there is vortex all the time, there is storms. What about Kenya? Many earthquakes over there. It's a stricken area. All the time, something could be happening. People live with the same fear. Maybe different fears, not terror. They have terror too, but I guess it will be. The cultural aspect is worth investigating, not just about Israel. Thank you very much.